Test the microphone. Alright guys, this is another session for us. Today we're going to talk about the disruptive technology because you have seen that IBM have been going down 13% in yesterday. This is quite something dramatic, right? And the major theme right now is really how to avoid AI repercussions. Okay, that's the theme today, which is a specific theme we're not talking that much. But let's start over with the big ideas 2026. Okay, let's just find some fundamental research coming from the ARK investment to understand why we have this phenomena. And now you can see that the big ideas 2026. The risk of investing in technology and innovation. Okay, the company that ARK believe that capitalizing on disruptive technology, disruptive innovation, and deploying technologies to displace older technologies or create new markets may not in fact do so. Are we good? Let's see what's happening here. Hope everything is okay, right? Yeah, I think we're fine. We're fine. No, that's not what it is. We're not started yet. How could that be? Are we started yet? Hello? Are we started yet? February 6th all the way to 13. It's about 6 days, 5 days. It's not nearly enough. How good? Why we're not starting? Yeah, we're okay, we're good. We're started, yeah. Everything's great. There is a delay here. Okay, since we got the equipment right, now the theme is really about the AI disruption for other industries. Okay, so how you can avoid companies that can be disrupted from AI development. Now we've seen that IBM is going down 13%, the recent casualty from AI development. Okay. Lately, there's a massive advancement from Anthropic to modernize the Colab code base, could render the old, very costly line-based code base obsolete. And we're going to reinvent all this and solving problems in a new way and much cheaper way. So that's a sign of AI technology is approaching to robustness. Okay, as you can see, that the robustness is really the key here. As we're achieving that, the AI technology can be matured over time. And that's going to have a massive impact for the world. That's something we should care about. And that's the fundamental reason why we have this AI model, because some tasks we could have enough data to train it very well. Remember, this column code base is in virtual environment. Okay, this is something we have. The code base is in the airlines and banks and all this infrastructure is built up for the past centuries. Okay, but that's something we have enough data to train them well. But in real world application, there are challenges. The challenges are still okay. We're going to solve that. Try to solve that over time. But here's a demarcation for that. Whenever there's development coming from the AI sector that really is solving the robustness problem, you can see certain industry just going to fail completely. Okay, that's the dominant theme of the next for the next decades to come. Okay, something we really care about. And Wall Street Journal published an article to discuss about this subject, which is very informative. Let me just read it for you to make you understand. I won't go through the micro analysis here first, but today's topic is really about the specific theme, how you can avoid. Now you can see Exxon is doing well, right? Exxon is doing well. Because of the Venezuela story, okay, and Chevron also. But this is not our theme today. Our theme today is really about how to avoid. Maybe you're holding stuff that can be disruptive from AI industry. Okay, then people are just really worried about that. Any development, as I said, any development approaching the robustness to solve some real tasks are going to be the problem. Okay, and now let's just get into this. Let's start with. I'm going to start with an article from Wall Street Journal. Then I'm gonna dive into details and how you can really do, also how you can formulate your strategy in this new era. Okay, formulate your investment strategy, of course. Influencers are finding tax seasons stressful. No, that's not something really important. Let's find B1. Where's B1? Yeah, this is B1. So investors are go heavy on AI immune assets. Okay, this is the key here. After 3 years love affair with anything related to artificial intelligence, U.S. investors are flocking to the factories owners, fast food restaurants, and commodity companies that have seemingly strong odds of surviving technology revolutions intact. This is quite an interesting phenomenon because it's triggered kind of panic. On the other hand, how I'm going to describe this dynamic. The dynamic is very interesting right now. I'm going to publish video for this. The key here is really, on the one hand, the AI bubble, the AI company valuation is pretty high, but they're not clearly making the profit or money now. But on the other hand, they're making kind of a small improvement, but it's just very uncertain, a very high level uncertainty of improvement. But whenever improvement has been made, in terms of robustness, you're facing a whole industry collapsing. Okay, the fear of some industry can collapse because we're going to approach some level of something. That's just very radical right now. Okay, that's something we really care about into this world. The fear of AI industry, AI technology is one thing, and the disappointment for AI industry is another. And the excitement, the euphoria for AI industry is yet another layer for the game. So this is quite interesting phenomenon here. People believe that in different way. A traditional investor holder, if you're holding like IBM, you should be very careful today. This is a theme you should absolutely care about, right? This is something very important. Then there's another thing we should be careful about, which is the high valuation in AI industry. Okay, high valuation in AI sector. And we're going to go through this today. After 3 years of love affair with anything related to artificial intelligence, US investors are flocking to factories owners because the valuation is pretty high, right? fast food restaurant owners and commodity companies that have seemingly strong odds of surviving technology revolution intact. Okay, let me tell you the right way. Commodity company and fast food restaurant will not survive this AI revolution. Okay, why would they? Okay, they have a prudential problem that have to be solved from AI, and once it happens, they're gonna get destroyed in certain extent. Okay, winners include McDonald's, ExxonMobil, and tractors like Dairy. Left behind that are perceived potential victims of AI revolution, a list that have ranged from wealth manager to software firms. In past month, S&P 500 sector from industrial, managerial, utility, and consumer staples have surged ahead of overall index. Well, the information technology has slid, and the Magnificent Seven giants Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla has been languished. Through February 20th, the index consumer staple sector has notched the best year-to-date performance on the record. These are companies that you cannot type something, the prompt that disrupt. Well, consumer staples is of course is important, but so you can see utilities and industrials, and material, not managerial, sorry, and consumer staples have surged ahead of all of the index. Okay, while information technology has slid, and the Magnificent Seven like Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, and Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla have languished. It's not started here actually. It's started with Anthropic and others. And yeah, consumer staple sector has notched its best year-to-date performance. These are companies you cannot just type something into prompt and disrupt. And wealth management, who coined the term halo early this month. Whenever there's a wave of uncertainty, all the things that people were confident about requiring repricing. The S&P 500 is eked out a positive return for 2026 so far, moving in the benchmark amongst sometimes volatile shift beneath the surface, with traders fleeing the industries that they suspect that are under threat of a major disruption. One example took place in early February after AI startup Anthropic announced that tools to help automate legal and research tasks. And reached some of the $300 billion software in financial data and exchange stocks. Next week, similar fear dragged down the shares of wealth manager, insurance broker, and commercial retailer listed companies. And strongest example came when AI news released from Florida firms called Algorithm Holdings, which once focused on its business in selling Corda machines and sent transport stocks to their worst days since April. So the one example took announced tools to help automate legal and research tasks, and so all these companies are going down right now. NVIDIA based to be brains of consumer PC again. NVIDIA chips for laptop computers are set to hit the market this year in products from Dell, Lenovo, and others. A return to the consumer PC market for leaders in artificial intelligence chips, the world's most valuable company by market capitalization. NVIDIA isn't expecting to big profits soon coming from getting chips into everyday PCs, but analysts said it wants to keep the connection with the consumers in an area that every device will be AI enabled. Cable TV providers find unlikely lifelines by using stream apps to lure customers. Streaming was supposed to kill cable television. It just may prove to be legacy TV lifeline. For much of the past decade, cord-cutting revenge of the cable industry, with tens of millions of households abandoning traditional pay TV in favor of streaming business. And let's continue. Okay, those wild swing brought new twist or rotation into real economy shares has been underway for months. Since Nasdaq Composite hit all-time high in October, market gains already broadened from narrow groups of AI bets to wider swaths of groups of stocks, including blue chips, smaller companies, and international equities. But over the past couple of weeks, that bet on accelerated economic growth started to look like more of a rush to safety. What I see in the investors hiding out, and Jed Adler-Brock, portfolio manager, is urgent capital. The hunt for having costs across typical categorization is risk on versus risk off. And like Home Depot, this is another one, Home Depot. HDMI. Home Depot is So all the traditional companies are, because they're undervalued, we have to think about what happened next, what to do next. This will bring one of the market's most crucial litmus test of the artificial intelligence trade. When chipmaker NVIDIA reports earnings on Wednesday, also due to quarterly financials from software companies Salesforce and Workday, as well as home improvement retailers Home Depot. The choppy trading of the past few weeks, paired with lingering concern that big tech companies are overspending to get ahead in technology arms, market is kind of an evolution of AI frenzy. After years of throwing money in potential winners, Wall Street had much grown more disconcerting. Virginia calls to become a man gate for data centers. Now let's continue with the story of AI, right? This is a dominant theme with us today. Let's continue with the potential disruptive technologies. Now, I'm going to review what kind of stocks can really immune to this technology evolution, which is going to be crucial. And the most importantly, what kind of stock can really beneficiary from this? Okay. Now you can see that some companies, maybe just startup, really moving the gears right now. Okay, they're just changing the world because they're solving some task, automate some task. This is quite exciting, and all this big tech, even though with all this budget and all this spending, they don't have a story to tell. Okay, they don't have this. That is something. So the disruptive technology is really counting to the several parts. The greatest part and the most important part is really acceleration, right? The acceleration from AI industry, that's because they have the recursiveness, multiplied effect, and also they have the they have the exponential. Okay, this is the most important thing. I'm going to talk about this Big Ideas report from 10th annual edition, flagship research report. This is obviously designed to identify and contextualize the technology, reshaping the global economy. Each year, they're doing the similar things in short-term noise to find signals focused on long-term innovation platform as exponential growth technology are covering. Markets are transforming and entirely new opportunities are emerging. It's a framework to understand the step function changes in the growth. You know what step function is, right? Step function is, this is incremental. The step function means that there's something new, a different curve showing up in the market. That's what it is. So the the key for this is obviously it's from AI and Bitcoin and tokenization, tokenized asset, decentralized financial application, and multinomics, reusable rockets, robotics, and distributed energy, autonomous vehicle, and autonomous logistics. But the fundamental is just all about AI. So you can see that neural network is really the center of this. And for 5 major innovation platforms, AI, public blockchain, robotics, energy storage, and multiomics, becoming increasingly interdependent as performance advances in one platform unlock new capabilities in another. Reusable rockets sending autonomous mobility is really changing the. When you think about things, you think in terms of information, energy, space, time, and complexity, right? And you think about the key point from anywhere. You're working on that. Recursive and algorithmic, exponential and also multiplied factors. The neural network is really important because it's a foundation to AI technology. Multiomics data permission on digital wallets could power neural network to catalyze the development of precision therapy to cure rare diseases. Okay, so you can see that they're really affecting everything basically. Now let's continue. Okay, so disruptive technology are intermeshing converged network strength, measured to a degree to which disruptive technology are catalyzing the big catalyze each other, increasing 35% in 2025. AI remains the critical enabling innovation platform, and the importance of robotics as a catalyst reflected in 2025. Among major new developments, the world's largest robotics reusable rockets could play an extraordinary role in enabling AI energy storage and distributed energy system have become critical enablers of next-generation cloud build-outs. As smart contracts and stablecoins could support the global digital monetary ecosystem, allowing AI agents to coordinate the direct real-world resources. And that is something we really care about. Now, AI remains a critical enabling innovation platform. The importance of robotics as a catalyst, in fact, inflected in 2025. Okay, AI remains the critical enabling innovation platform. The importance of robotics as a catalyst inflected in 2025. Among major new developments, the world's largest robotics reusable rockets could play an extraordinary role in enabling AI. Energy storage and distributed energy system have become critical enablers of next-gen cloud build-outs. As smart contracts and stablecoin could support a global digital monetary ecosystem, allowing AI agents to coordinate and direct real-world resources. This is quite exciting, right? The convergence could lead to major increase in demand. So neural network demand for next generation cloud compute is running into early scaling constraints. Reusable rockets could come to the rescue. What is it? neural network demands for next generation cloud computing is running into early scaling constraints. Reusable rocket could come into rescue. At the competitive costs, space-based AI compute could provide the cloud computation power that neural network need to continue growth. AI chip could increase demand for reusable rockets. And that's what we're talking about, the recursive. Because the recursive network is really important. Reusable rockets 60 times relative to our existing model. Space AI compute versus tensorial cost per token ratio. I think this is a kind of research required. In addition to those resources, certain information presented may be the result of ARC internal analysts. So you can see in the past, each disruptive technology could generate profound macroeconomic results. Human robots in the home, a good case in point. In changing the time, if you change the interest rate, you change the time, and change the space, you change the information and energy density, you change the economy overall. That requires practitioner, right? This is quite an exciting world we're living in. Each disruptive technology could generate profound macroeconomic results. Humanoid robots in the home and a good case in the point. Impact for household human robots on GDP per year. Currently, only 2,600 of the average value home upkeep flow through the gross domestic product GDP. Right, the single household human robot could impact GDP by 62,000 per year. Maintenance, paid household and maintenance and care. This technology revolution should lead to another step changes in real growth, real GDP growth. Historically, technology paradigm shifts have led to structural changes in GDP growth. Capital investment alone, catalyzed by disruptive technology platform, could add 1.9% points to annualize the real GDP growth in this decade. A new capital-based robotics, robotaxis, and next-gen data center enterprise investment in AI agents should boost return on invested capital. Realize the real growth could exceed the consensus expectations by more than 4% points over a year as other innovations begin to impact the growth trajectory. Each innovation platform, AI, public blockchain, robotics, energy storage, and multi-omics, should provide structural boost to global growth. Excuse me. The new capital-based robot taxis and next-generation data center and enterprise investment in AI agents should boost return on investment capital realized in real growth could exceed consensus expectation by more than 4% points per year as another innovation began to impact the growth trajectory. Each innovation platform in AI platform blockchain, public blockchain, robotaxis, energy storage, and multi-omics should provide a structural boost to global growth. Some interesting technologies like quantum computing are unlikely to be disruptive for 20 to 40 years. Disruptive technology requires step cost decline across the key price point, the open compiling unit economic across multiple sectors, several as platform for additional technology innovation. Quantum computing is different. Improvement curve have been slow, and despite the spending billions in research and development, Google doubled its Cubase only once in more than 4 years. Not be useful for cryptography decryption until 2040s. So we're going to talk about the quantum computing in a while, but there are fundamental problems in quantum computing. Okay, I don't think this is quite an illustration of this field, but disruptive technology could grow to dominate global market, nominal GDP, and innovation market cap, and non-innovation market cap. Computational system and software that evolve with data can solve intractable problems, automate knowledge work, and accelerate technology integration into every economic sectors. The adoption of a neural network should prove more momentous than electrification and potential create tens of trillions of dollars of value at scale. This system will require unprecedented computational resources, and AI-specific compute hardware should dominate the next generation cloud data center that train and operate in AI model. The potential for end users is clear. The constellation of AI-driven intelligence device that permeates people's lives, changing the way that they spend, work, and play. The adoption of artificial intelligence should transform every sector's impact, every business, and catalyst every innovation platform. The declining cost of advanced battery technology should cause an explosion of form factors, enabling autonomous mobility system that collapse the cost of transportation. Electric drivetrain cost decline should unlock micro-mobility and aerosystem, including flight taxis, enabling business model that transform cities. Autonomy should reduce the cost of taxi delivery and surveillance by order of magnitude, enabling frictionless transport that will increase the velocity of e-commerce and make individual car ownership exception rather than the rule. These innovations, combined with large-scale stationary batteries and distributed energy generations, notably solar and smaller-scale fissions, should address surging power demand from AI data center while substituting electrification for liquid-fueled and increasing system-wide resilience and reliability and flexibility. So the declining cost of advanced battery technology should cause an explosion in form factors, enabling autonomous mobility systems that collapse the cost of transportation. Electric drivetrains cost decline should unlock the micro-mobility and aero system, including flying taxis, enabling business model that transform cities. Autonomy should reduce the cost of taxi, delivery, and surveillance by an order of magnitude, enabling frictionless transport that will increase the velocity of e-commerce, that make individual cars ownership the exception rather than the rule. This innovation, combined with large-scale stationary batteries and distributed energy generations, notably solar and small-scale fission, should address surging power demand from AI data centers while substituting electricity for liquid fuels and increasing system-wide resilience, reliability, and flexibility. So that's the point. We're not talking about Home Depot right now. We're just talking about the technology that really can cause the problem here. Okay, let's open another layer. Let's go to the heat map. The market is about opening next 20 minutes. Let's see what's going to happen. I think the market will very likely to grab a lower. Oh man. Yeah, that's what happened. In pre-market, Apple is going up a little bit. Now, the declining cost of advanced battery technology should cause an explosion in form factors, enabling autonomous mobility system that collapse the cost of transportation. Electric drivetrain cost decline should unlock the micro-mobility and aero system, including flying taxis, enabling business model that transform cities. Autonomy should reduce the cost of taxi, delivery, and surveillance by order of magnitude, enabling frictionless transportation that will increase the velocity of e-commerce and make individual car ownership an exception rather than the rule. These innovations, combined with large-scale stationary batteries with distributed energy generations, notably solar and smaller-scale fissions, should address surging power demand from AI data center while substituting electricity for liquid fuel and increasing system-wide resilience, reliability, and flexibility. It should begin with identifying, categorize the cost to gather, sequence, and understand digital biology data is falling precipitously, 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 is falling precipitously. Precipitously, precipitously. Multi-omics technology provide research scientists, therapeutic organizations, and health platforms with unprecedented access to DNA, RNA, protein, and digital health data. Cancer care should transform with pan-cancer blood test. Molecular diagnostics should begin with identifying and categorize the panoply of diseases, fed by rich multi-omics data and powered by programmable biology. AI system running autonomous labs could collapse the cost of drug discovery, development, and trials, transforming returns in a sector that has been stagnated. Biological discoverers should power the new precision therapeutics that targets and cure rare diseases and chronic conditions, unlocking profound economics. Over time, that design and synthesis of novel biological constructors will yield advance in agriculture, material science, and even in competition. So another one is public blockchain. We're gonna go through the technology and we're gonna go through the future. So upon large-scale adoption, all money and contracts could be magneted onto public blockchain and enable and verify digital scarcity and proof of ownership. The financial ecosystem is likely to reconfigure to accommodate the rise of cryptocurrency, including stablecoin that bridge traditional finance and decentralized network. Smart contracts also. This technology should increase transparency, reduce the influence of capital regulatory controls, and the collapse of the cost of contract execution. In such a world, digital wallets will become increasingly necessary as become money-like, and corporations like consumers adapt to the new financial infrastructures. As these wallets evolve into AI-driven purchase agents, they could become powerful distribution platform for digital services. Corporate structures could be called into questions. So another one is robotics. We have been talking about this very often. I talk about this a lot. Eventually, the way we live our lives. So catalyzed by artificial intelligence, humanoid robotics should operate alongside humans and navigate legacy infrastructure, changing the way products are made and sold, and eventually the way we live our lives. Specialized robots, from industrial arms to surgical and warehouse systems, should proliferate as AI collapses the cost of integration, embedding automation into everyday operation process across manufacturing, logistics, healthcare, and the physical world. Meanwhile, reusable rockets should continue to reduce the cost of launching satellite constellations, enable uninterruptible connectivity and Earth observation, and open the frontier of space-based compute infrastructure unconstrained by territorial power and cooling limitations. A nascent innovation platform, robotics could collapse the cost of transportation. Okay, we're going to end this today, okay?